There are moments when I wish I could roll back the clock and take all the sadness away, but I have the feeling that if I did, the joy would be gone as well. Life's under no obligation to give us what we expect. Learning is a gift, even when pain is your teacher. You see, I usually find myself among strangers because I drift here and there trying to forget the sad things that happened to me. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. Things change, and friends leave, and life doesn't stop for anybody. One must not let oneself be overwhelmed by sadness. The word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act. You know, a heart can be broken, but it keeps on beating just the same. It's amazing how someone can break your heart, and you can still love them, all the little pieces. I keep thinking about this river somewhere, with the water moving really fast, and these two people in the water, trying to hold on to each other, holding on as hard as they can. But in the end, it's just too much. The current's too strong. They've got to let go, drift apart. That's how it is with us. There is a distinct, awful pain that comes with loving someone more than they love you. To have been loved so deeply, even though the person who loved us is gone, will give us some protection forever. To have felt too much is to end in feeling nothing. Now, you are just a stranger with all my secrets. I never got to fall out of love. I just had to move on. Our greatest joy and our greatest pain come in our relationships with others. Some stories don't have happy endings. Even love stories. Maybe especially love stories. Love is so short. Forgetting is so long. To fall in love is awfully simple, but to fall out of love is simply awful. I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. The excursion is the same when you go looking for your sorrow as when you go looking for your joy. Don't ever tell anybody anything. If you do, you start missing everybody. I wish I could go back to the day I met you and just walk away. I'm not crying because of you. You're not worth it. I'm crying because my delusion of who you were was shattered by the truth of who you are. To live in a hallucination of being loved is more painful than rejection. So it's true, when all is said and done, grief is the price we pay for love. What is hardest to accept about the passage of time is that the people who once mattered the most to us wind up in parentheses. Our dead are never dead to us until we have forgotten them. The bitterest tears shed over graves are for words left unsaid and deeds left undone. It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more. It's sad when someone you know becomes someone you knew. There is a time for departure, even when there's no certain place to go. You meet everyone twice in this life, when they come and when they go. Grief is not as heavy as guilt, but it takes more away from you. If you gave someone your heart and they died, did they take it with them? Did you spend the rest of forever with a hole inside you that couldn't be filled? You make me feel like a firefly, trapped in a bell jar, starved for love. You're like a song that I heard when I was a little kid, but forgot I knew until I heard it again. There is no greater sorrow than to recall, in misery, the time when we were happy. The worst feeling isn't being lonely. It's being forgotten by someone you'd never forget. Sometimes you got to hurt something to help something. Sometimes you have to plow under one thing in order for something else to grow. Nobody has ever measured Not even poets, how much the heart can hold. Broken relationships are a source of heavy heartbreak that seem to affect every family. Not sat before his own heart's curtain. It lifts, and the scenery is falling apart.